strong with the Force you are, young Padawan.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the ScevoliTano of the show. Guys, what an exciting episode Chapter 6 of the book of Boba Fett was. I'm here with my two awesome friends, Dom Tober, and finally my special guest that I have announced on my reactions has finally showed up. God damn. It's Appetite for Collectibles, Nilda.
Yes.
Nilda. So how's everybody doing? I have my chocolate milk and my hat on. I don't have Ahsoka stuff on.
It should be blue milk. It should be blue milk.
It should be blue milk.
You know, inside it could be. If all I wanted. It could be licorice, if all I know.
Why don't you put a little like Hennessy in that, man, and make it?
Oh no, I don't know. That's gross. I don't drink. Come on, I'm too young for that.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Oh my God, you're a baby.
I think I feel I'm 51.
I'm 34.
Really? You don't look 34.
I'm 34. But you know what? I feel older because my boyfriend's older. So, yeah, he just said, "Whoa." My boyfriend's 50. Or sorry, he's gonna be 48.
50. Don't push him.
Don't
push him.
I'm pushing. Well, sorry, he's 48 now. He's gonna be 49 in June.
Whoa, good for him. Good for Joey. I'm coming to see Joey. Tell him. I'm coming to see him.
I'm making him older.
But guys, before we start this awesome breakdown, be sure to subscribe down below to the YouTube channel, The ScevoliTano Show, for more fun unboxings, reactions, breakdowns, sexes, awesomeness, omeganess, globalness, and all that fun. So it's just yeah! So, my friends, Dom, you're the ultimate Boba Fett fan, and this is the Book of Boba, so I'm going to go to you first.
Oh, the Book of Boba with Boba Fett, who made a cameo appearance, which was awesome?
Yeah, features everybody else but Boba.
Look, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, it's kind of funny because I waited this for the longest time in my life, 42 years, for Boba Fett to come back, and he came back, and he seems to be getting shit on. You know, the first 4 episodes, they were like I've been giving high ratings, and you know, it's Boba Fett. But then you're going to throw in the Mandalorian episodes and have Grogu's backstory and Luke, and that kind of throws everything off. And not because I didn't like the episodes. The episodes were amazing. The last 2 episodes were fantastic. I just wish there was more Boba. Like more cowbell, more Boba, baby. That's what I wanted.
No, I agree.
But I understand the Filoni verse. They're trying to do galaxy. They're trying to build, you know, build character and world build in Star Wars. They want to, because all those things they're showing is all going to spin off into certain things. Come on, they mentioned Luke's school. Jedi school. So that tells you something. That's deep fake worked. They're gonna have Luke's Jedi Academy on Disney Plus. It's gonna happen,
and lots of money to it.
Because look, you don't hire a guy to do deep fake if you don't have things that are gonna happen. Because that deep fake was pretty good, better than the ending of Mandalorian season 2 when he showed up. Much better, and they're gonna.
Oh my God, that one was so terrible.
You know, when everybody,
I would have rather had them have a Sebastian Stan.
I know, but you see what he said now? He said that he's opened.
He's always down. He was always down with Sebastian, though.
He's always wanted. Even Sebastian has always said it. And he has a really good relationship with Mark.
He's like
and
his father.
They were like, come.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's like, that's my dad.
The only thing that Sebastian Stan has is a problem. He's taller than Luke.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. He's I think Luke is 6 foot, 6 what was it? Luke Mark Hamill's like a six something, and then he's like 6'4", Sebastian Stan. But anyway, to make a long story short, he would definitely be good. But once they perfect that thing, it's just going to be scary because you could bring back anybody. So now back to the Book of Boba Fett without Boba Fett. I thought it was fantastic. It just gave me a lot of chills just to see Luke and get the surprise visit of Ahsoka, which
I died.
So it's Filoni. Filoni's babies. He's gonna bring them in. Let's put it this way. It's kind of funny. The other show that I'm on, I had Ahsoka in my fantasy. I said, you know what? I'm going for it.
I saw that.
Ahsoka. I'm gonna take Ahsoka, and everybody thought it was crazy. Laying on the couch, I'm falling asleep, looking at it. I'm like, oh shit, Ahsoka. That's before Cad Bane showed up. I saw that, but that was amazing. But then him going back to Tatooine and him going back, joining Boba Fett for the little screen time. I'm going to keep saying Boba Fett is the character that has a book that not even in his book, which makes no sense. But anyway, I did enjoy it, and when Cad Bane showed up, that really like brought the stakes up. Like I knew it all along that he was the one that was behind the Tusken Raiders getting killed, and nobody wanted to believe me. Everybody kept saying, "You're full of it." I'm like, I know my Star Wars. You have to read in between the lines, and that's why I think the series is great, because if you read in between the lines, there's a bigger picture coming out. Mm-hmm. Yes, we don't have Boba Fett, and it kind of sucks that they misled us on saying the book of Boba Fett is going to be a crime lord. But if you really look between the lines, the bigger picture is the brewing, and you're going to see it take form. And this last episode, there's going to be a lot of things that happen in this last episode that are going to shoot it all over the place. Like Ahsoka's going one way, Luke is going one way, Boba Fett, Mandalorian. It's all going to go in different directions until they all come together at the end when they make the next movie. But I gave it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was great. And like I said, the world building is fantastic. They have a lot of characters, and all I can say is that Cad Bane shot the sheriff.
He's still alive, though.
He's still alive, but the deputy dead. I can tell you that.
But he had, in those shows, like you're watching it, even movies, like that person's got to go. That person's got to go.
Yeah, because he was
annoying.
He was a prick to Din Djarin, and you already knew. Like when Cad Bane came, I was like, yeah, he's going. Yeah, but I knew that Cobb Vanth got shot in the shoulder, so he's going to be back. And let's put it this way: next episode,
all out war.
You're gonna have, it's gonna be nostalgia all over the place.
Yeah, I know. I've been hearing all the rumors. I've been trying to avoid all the forums, but I'm just like, I want to know.
But in reality, like the rumors are coming, like just with Han Solo, Leia, and stuff like that. We were never told about like Luke or Ahsoka. Like I never heard about Ahsoka.
I was told about Luke and Cad Bane.
Cad Bane, I knew from when Boba Fett first started, when they announced the book of Boba Fett, that Cad Bane was going to be one of the sites. Were saying that they got a list of the participants that are going to be in the book of Boba Fett, and they read a couple off here and there, and some of them were out there, but Cad Bane was specifically highlighted. Look, come on, you can't have a Western feel without Cad Bane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's a bounty hunter. You brought him back in Bad Batch for a reason. So now I can't wait for the showdown between him and Boba Fett, because Boba Fett's gonna have a showdown with him.
How much did you cringe when you heard Cad Bane first speak, and then he was talking about that Boba Fett is an evil.
He's a killer.
He works
for the Empire.
Meanwhile, he's an evil killer.
You kidnapped 4 sensitive children. You held a Jedi temple hostage.
You took my daughter Omega, you bastard.
Yeah. Let's see, now that's the thing. I think next episode we're gonna find Boba Fett's gonna find out about Omega, because I don't think he knows about Omega, and then
I don't think they can. I don't think they could do that yet.
They could, but look, Fennec Shan.
They could drop it. Fennec Shan doesn't know who
said yes. If Fennec Shan goes, yes, I ran into Cad Bane back on a cloning facility, rescuing a young clone and a female, and Boba Fett is gonna probably, because look, nobody knows that. The only people that know that Omega is the sister of Boba Fett, the other clone, is Tech and the Bad Batch. Fennec Shan never knew that.
Yeah.
Caminos, the Caminos, what do you call them? The Lamasse.
Kaminoans or something. Like that.
They know.
Yeah.
But Cad Bane didn't know. Cad Bane was just getting her to bring her back so they can kill her, and Fennec Shan was getting her back to save her. So, give or take, that should be Boba Fett's next mission. See, I always look. My thing is, I always thought that Boba Fett, he had this now. Once he becomes a crime lord, he has to go on another journey. You still have the thing of Mace Windu lingering over. You don't know if he's alive.
That's another rumor that he's going to be showing up.
Mace Windu saved Grogu. That's who saved Grogu, and I'm going to tell you that that's who saved him. He's still alive, and Boba Fett has to flesh out. Look, Boba Fett's good, but he's not all good. He still wants revenge. If he finds out that Mace Windu's still alive, see, there's so much. That's why Bad Batch, if it goes to a third season, there's so much they could say, because Order 66 was just a big thing, and he died. Did Boba Fett find out that Mace Windu died? Or
Mace Windu could actually be in Bad Batch.
He could make it appear. I tell you this: if he shows up in Bad Batch, well, I'll tell you why. If he shows up in Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan just got the release date,
I think May the 4th.
May the 4th, because it's Wednesday, and also,
I took those 3 days off.
Star Wars Celebration. When is Star Wars Celebration? May what? May 20.
May. I think it's the end of May, right?
I think it's the end of May.
End of May, and hopefully with no things of blocking it and canceling it. Hopefully not. And
also, a lot of people have been suggesting that Kira is going to be making an appearance, because remember, in Han Solo, Kira was still kind of inactive, and everybody wanted to know what was that backstory.
Well, that's another rumor of what I heard, that there's a strong possibility she's making an appearance in this episode.
On this episode coming
the final episode, behind the whole thing. Because then you have that adventure. Look, I think what's going to happen is that I think Din Djarin is going to Mandalore. We all know that. But I think Crimson Dawn is still around. Mm-hmm. Because if you notice, when Cad Bane...
Crimson Reign.
Well, Crimson Reign is a comic book now. But if you heard Cad Bane, he didn't say the Pike Syndicate. He says the Tatooine is run by the Syndicate. Didn't mention any specific syndicate. He just said the syndicate. So it could be a mixture of everything. And we don't know it. We don't know what Kira's true motive's going to be, but we don't know if she's still alive, because the comic book is still going. So we don't know if she is alive. See, that's the whole thing. When they do in comic book series, they try not to put the characters in something until the book is over with.
Yeah.
Because then you ruin the surprise in the comic. Oh, she's still alive, and people know. You want people to buy the books to find out what's going on. But anyway, there's a big possibility that she did something, and we'll find out. But overall, I got chills watching the whole Luke and Grogu training, and him doing
Grogu,
flip.
My child, is the most adorable thing in the damn world.
Yes.
When he was jumping, I was screaming with joy and tears in my eyes. I was like,
I like when Luke was walking and patting him, and he was like,
yes. And just like...
I cried when he was like, "Oh, I knew someone like you. His name was Yoda." I was like, now, "Oh my god!"
I want to ask you a question now. There's two possibilities. At the end, when Luke showed the lightsaber, that it was Master Yoda's. If you read the comic book, Vader book, they destroyed Yoda's lightsaber.
Yep,
so that's not canon anymore.
But if Yoda made another one, because I don't think Jedis make one lightsaber. I think they masters like Yoda's been around for a long time. You don't think he lost his lightsaber somewhere in the old Republic, in the High Republic, when he was doing that too? Because all those years that he's been around, so it's probably another one that he had. But they might retcon that comic book thing, which I'm kind of hating. If you're gonna make a comic book and it's part of canon, stop retconning things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they already did it a couple of times, which that's annoying.
Well, that was my conversation I was gonna have with you. That was my debate that I had with a friend today. So we were talking about like how everybody hates Kathleen Kennedy. You like how I do like the mysterious middle finger, but but like all the past episodes, we were talking about that were a big F you to Kathleen, and Dave and all of them wanted to fix things up. I truly think that, because the debate I was having with my friend was that Grogu ends up not being Luke's first student, because Luke says it on the show. He's like, I want you to be my first student. If you look at what happened later on, he ends up not being his first student, ends up being Kylo Ren. So I don't know now if it's, they're going to change history, because those sequels sucked, in my opinion. Like, certain things I liked about it, but other things I didn't.
You know what was wrong with that? It was rushed.
It was too rushed.
Yeah.
If they really sat down and put a story, let me tell you something. Rey is a great character.
She's an amazing character, but they
just
rushed her.
made her too much, too fast, without any explanation. and they should have left her a nobody. If they left her a
You're telling
nobody,
me you're gonna wake up one day, you're gonna go find food, and then next thing you know, whoo, I'm a Jedi.
exactly. So they rushed things. If they would have sat down and took time to build these characters up, I think Finn was a fantastic character. I wish they would have freaking made him better.
I wish they would have given him a better story. Like
Exactly.
I wish he would have been like Lando Calrissian's
Listen,
son.
they did him dirty like they're doing my boy Boba. They hate legacy characters. But anyway, my thing, like, go on, talk. You were talking about the whole thing with the first student.
No. But I was just saying that, like, I feel like they could possibly be rewriting stuff. So instead of now Kylo being the first student, it ends up being Grogu. But then that changes everything.
Yeah,
and then that gives you. But it gives them, by them changing that, it gives them an opportunity, because it was rumored for a long time that George Lucas was trying to find other people to rewrite the stories again. Like, he wanted that. Well,
let's put it this way. I don't, like, me personally, I'm not a big fan of the sequel trilogy. And I'm not saying I hate them, because there's a lot of young kids that love them because they grew up with that particular movie set. Like me, the original trilogy will always have a place in my heart, and nobody will ever take that away from me.
Yeah.
Everybody has a love for the prequels that grew up in that time. I have friends of mine, the prequels are their thing. So the sequel trilogy, even though it was a disaster,
Force Awakens wasn't that bad. It was
The Force Awakens is the best one, I think,
for people not seeing the films for a long time. For it being a movie that we hadn't seen in 20 years, it was a good movie, but it was, like, I agree with you, it was too rushed. Right.
I'm going to tell you this, and you may disagree with me. Out of the sequel trilogy, I like The Last Jedi better than the two of them, the other ones.
The Last Jedi, I liked it a lot because I'm a huge fan of Rian Johnson.
You see, look, and when I first saw The Last Jedi, I was like, what the hell? And then I actually watched it again before The Rise of Skywalker came out. And I said, you know what? This movie's not that bad. It was different. And that's why look, you can never get everybody aboard. People complained of The Force Awakens with being too similar. And people complained that The Last Jedi was too different. Star Wars fans are the most frickled and most toxic and most enjoyable and the most everything when it comes to Star Wars fans. We know what we like.
We're toxic.
Look, did you read some of the internet things about Cad Bane? People, his hat's too small.
His eyes are too big. Well, his eyes are really red. What?
Listen.
Let me think. His eyes are really red.
I know. But my thing is, by people complaining about his hat, I'm like, are you kidding me? You can't have. He's a cartoon character, like Ahsoka, that her things were too short. People were complaining about that. Look, nobody would ever be happy on what we get. The way I see it, I'm 51 years old. All this stuff we're getting now, I wish we had when I was growing up. But I'm enjoying it now. And the kids today don't enjoy because they're not big Star Wars fans. Like the people who grew up, a lot of people, Star Wars is like, they don't care. But the real hard diehards really dissect every little thing that they see.
Yeah.
People hated Boba Fett. All of a sudden, you get the book of Boba Fett. Oh my God!
I wasn't a fan of the armor.
Yep.
To me, I'm, even though I didn't get to see it in theaters when it first came out, I'm a lover of the original trilogies. But, I think of Boba Fett and I think of this
Boba,
not,
well, you know that's not Boba Fett on the cover.
No, I know.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I want the original one. I don't want it to be where it's like, I need to go in my healing chamber to feel better. Like, they're making him out to be a bitch.
Well, look, what I tell everybody, you really have to dissect the events. The end of Return of the Jedi, he got hit, his jetpack went out of control, and he slammed against the barge. That knocked him out.
Mm-hmm.
He fell into the Sarlacc, and he was out cold hours as he was getting digested in the Sarlacc, waking up, not knowing what was going on.
And they explained to you that the inside of the Sarlacc, it like eats you away.
Exactly.
So
that's why people are making fun of him, because I have some friends that watched it. Like, oh, he's so crusty. I was like, are you guys idiots? Because he's burning alive. His skin is burning. Like that skin, like even Fennec Shan had to put water on him. Like,
but see, it's kind of funny.
Cool
He was in there for the longest time, and she puts water, just a little bit of water, and rushes away. Meanwhile, he's burning inside. But anyway, there's a lot of, if you really dissect it too, you know, like a lot of plot holes and a lot of bullshit. But what people don't really understand, like, you know, you talk to people and people are like, oh, how come he went back with his ship and he was looking in there to go back for his armor? He knew his armor was taken. No, he didn't. When he was in that Sarlacc, he was so hot inside that armor, he thought it was his skin. When he got knocked out by the Jawas, they took his armor. He did not know that his armor was taken. And then it was like 4 years, 5 years, he trained with the, so he didn't go back to that Sarlacc pit to find out where his armor was. That's why he didn't know that Cobb Vanth had the armor. That's why the ending of his dream sequence came when he took over the throne and killed Bill Fortuna. And all that other spot. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to certain characters and like Boba Fett, you know, I always say that Disney likes to shit on legacy characters and what they did. Now they're correcting things. They're trying to they brought Boba Fett back, so I'm very happy with that. They're giving Luke a new stories we didn't get. They're bringing back a lot of the characters, and I'm happy about that. You know, what people have to understand, this is a new age, a new era.
Mm-hmm.
What we ever got before. That's it. We're getting new stuff now. Whether you like it or not, the story is going to continue for Luke, Han, and Leia. We're going to get them three together again. It may not be the actors that we had. It's going to be them three because of what Disney fucked up, not putting them together. That's the reason why the sequel trilogy really was bad. You did not put the three of them together to give one last hurrah, where the torch got sent to new people, and that's the problem. But now, if they correct it, look, do you think that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are geniuses to a certain point? You know, they're doing things that are questionable too. Like, you know, I'm looking at like the Book of Boba Fett. There are some things that, what are you thinking? But
Dave also he's basically George Lucas's Padawan.
Yeah. But Dave Filoni said that he was a huge Boba Fett fan, and freaking Jon Favreau said a huge Boba Fett fan. But you're
doing the man wrong.
Look,
but they're not writing it though.
What?
Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are not writing Boba Fett though.
You know, they're not writing Boba Fett, but they still have a say in what happens.
Yeah, they have creative control. So, like, the director who's writing it has to get this approved by them and get it approved by everybody, because everything that they're all filming together, eventually it all needs to come together.
Exactly.
So they need to, my light died. But everything needs to somewhat move together, because then, you know, if they're going to film another spin-off, they need to make sure it's going with this one.
And that's why, look, I understand Boba Fett had a huge decision after he had a near-death experience falling into the Sarlacc. What's the next thing? To become a crime lord. But he's not, he's like the nicest crime lord ever. You know, and I defended the series saying that the evolution, I like the evolution, him changing who he is. But I want to see barbaric Boba Fett kick ass.
Yeah.
Like he shot those like people complain that he went behind the biker gang and just blew him up, that he didn't get out and fight. No, motherfucker, you sit there, you watch him blow him away.
I love that scene.
That scene, no mercy. Like they're looking back to seeing the ship all of a sudden start taking him out. That is awesome. But this episode, next episode that's coming up, the 7th episode, we will see him on the Rancor, destroying the Syndicate, destroying the friggin' the Pike, going crazy, and that's when Mando is going to turn around and say, "Holy shit! There is Mandalore riding the great beast that was Legends. Now he's on."
We have our vintage figures here, and Joey's been rearranging them based off of the show. So he put Boba Fett on top of the Rancor, like getting ready, and he's like, he's fucking riding that Rancor.
And you know what? I'm glad they didn't show him riding it and falling off and riding it and falling off. I'm glad they're going to wait because that's
to the next to chapter 7, and then he's falling off of it, and we're like,
this is a great
no, they're going to show him riding it like the true badass bounty hunter that he is.
Exactly, because think about it. That's another reason too. They kind of went away so they can do other things like off screen. All these things that are happening. look, let me tell you something. This episode that's coming up, you're going to see characters like, holy shit, I know that person's here. A couple of bounty hunters are coming back. And they're going to be here and there. And I love the fact that they're...
I need Bosk to come back.
Yeah, everybody wants Bosk because they showed the Twin Jonesans a lot. So that hopefully Bosk does come back.
I kept seeing them, and the whole entire time I was screaming. I was like, they're bringing Bosk back. Like, I want Bosk. I want Forlom. I want...
Well, listen, you know who I want to see?
Who?
And I hope he comes back in season 3 of Mandalorian because he'll be actually a good adversary to Din Djarin and the Mandalorians. Durnge.
Oh, wow, yeah. Yes.
You know, the last time we saw Durnge, he got thrown out into space from Dr. Aphra. She threw him out in space, which I want him to come back because that's another character I like. There's certain characters I do like, and like I have my set of characters that, because my number one, we all know my number one is Boba Fett. My number 2 is Grand Admiral Thrawn. That's my number 2. I love Thrawn, you know. And then number 3 is Cad
I have the
Bane.
first appearance of Thrawn on comic book. It's a beauty.
Do you see the first appearance of Cad Bane? After the episode went over, I was looking at the eBay. Oh my god! I have the friggin' the Raja friggin' 1 in 25 variant with Maul on there with the thing. I have that $500 and almost $600 raw. I'm like,
oh my god!
I said I got that in my box, my long box. That's a long box, comic box. But
we have quite a few comic boxes.
I got no room.
Now, guys, I wanted to say this.
What?
At the end, Grogu has to decide which one. Now, I don't think you'll agree with me on this, but I'm going to call it now. I was going to call it at the beginning of the show. He's going to be the next Mandalorian Jedi. That's all I have to say. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Tano Show. Good night, New York. That's what I have to say.
Well, look.
And you know what? And you know who's going to rule Mandalore? Grogu. You're welcome, because you know what? Din's going to get Din
with a little dark saber.
Do
you see somebody made a custom with Grogu with the Mandalorian armor?
They do, yes. Beskar, Baby
Dude,
Yoda.
I went to a horror show where this guy used the mold of Grogu from the Funko Pops and made them, and he made them into different characters, like horror characters. He did Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, that's awesome.
He did Leatherface, and he did a Sith Lord Grogu, and it was perfect.
See, I love customs sometimes. You got to buy them. Not all the time. Like, let me find the custom I have. That actually I just got. Let me see. Is it souvenir?
Well, the one rarity with customs is that you'll know for a fact no one else has it unless they did a limited run of customs.
Yes.
Oh no.
Don't break your collection, Tom. We're coming for it. Don't break it.
I freaking keep hitting myself, man. So there's a guy. There's a custom place. Twin. I don't know if you follow Twin Sun Customs.
Sounds familiar.
I've heard of them. They sound familiar.
They have some good stuff. So I got this custom that they made. Boba Fett is original clothes with the cape.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, it's a pretty cool custom, and it's the numbered 3 out of 35. So.
Oh.
And I like it.
But yeah, those things are super rare because only 35 people own them.
Yeah, and that's it. And
you're number 3, Dom. Remember that.
I wish it was number 5. It's my favorite number. October 5th. So I need the number 5. I'm gonna throw this one away. I don't want it. But you're right. Look, there's a lot of theories about Grogu being the next Mandalorian Jedi. Because it makes a lot of sense, you know, and I think he's going to go for this chainmail shirt and go back. There's just too many open things. Like they can throw us a curveball and he can take the lightsaber and that's it. But if he takes the lightsaber, Grogu will be around because they're going to do the Luke Academy, Jedi Academy series with his students, and you'll have Grogu because Grogu is Disney's moneymaker. I know
my son has a pretty face. I did all the work, you know. It's got to put out there.
That must have been funny with Yaddle, huh?
Yeah, she was yelling.
There's people out there that have actually called their kid Grogu.
Yeah, people call
their kids. Are you making fun of me, Nilda? Don't make fun of me, Nilda.
What?
Nilda's making fun of me because I named my baby Grogu.
There's people. I know somebody that named their kid Luke and their daughter Leah.
Yeah,
So-
like
Well, I've
like
already
dogs
told
too.
Joey if we ever have a baby and it's a boy, it's set. Child's name is George Lucas Ruiz. He's not a fan of it, but you know it's gonna happen.
eh,
gonna
name,
happen.
name your kid Chewy. Chewy.
That'll be the nickname, Chewy.
But yeah,
I met a couple one time that named their child Bruce Wayne Johnson.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember somebody named Peter Parker. So
Yeah.
I like that one.
But yeah, everybody has their names. Even dogs, like they name their dog like Rex or like Leia, Han.
My
Chewie.
dog name is Leia.
See,
yeah, you
you're
see,
like the third person.
Yeah, she goes by Princess Leia.
you know, look, it's funny how this movie franchise sped off into so many different things, and you know, books, games, toys, Americana, everything. It's on every TV show. They talk about Star Wars on Marvel shows. They talk about Star Wars on DC shows. What? I'm sorry. Oh, my wife. The lost in my living room. Yeah.
Aw, hi wife.
Hi, wife.
I love her. I really do.
Yeah, she.
Does she like anything? Like, does she watch any Star Wars with you?
Yeah, since we got together, we saw The Force Awakens. So every Star Wars movie that's come out since we got together back in 2014, we seen every Star Wars, and she watched the TV show.
My father loved the original.
Yeah, my father loved the original.
He
So
refuses to watch the new ones.
he refuses to watch the new ones. So that's an old school jet right there. He definitely does not like the new ones, but yeah, she likes some stuff. You know, she's definitely she's not like a rabbit fan like I am,
No.
but she does.
I love her in the background. She's like, no.
No, she definitely likes some things. You know, she'll sit down and watch it. Like, she won't watch it when the excitement's way high. She'll wait till it like dies down, and then she'll just sit there and watch it, and then turn around and go, "Yeah, that was pretty cool. I kind of watched it." So,
Dom, I'm gonna tell you this. This is the pros and cons. So right now, yours is a pro because you only collect this stuff. Your wife doesn't. When you are in my relationship, we both collect this stuff, and there has been times where I have bought this and he's bought the same thing, or I go to eBay and try to bid on something, which
he's
is
bidding on
this,
it too.
and he's outbidding me, or where I found something on Macari and I go to buy it, next thing you know, it says it's sold, and then 3 days later it pops up in my house and it's under his name.
That's
So,
funny.
You know, I joke around with people all the time and I say there's pros and cons of like people who are collectors and you're dating somebody that's not a collector, and then when you're dating someone who is a collector, you turn your whole Florida room into this.
Well, look, I'm gonna give you this. This is the funny thing. When I first started dating my wife, I did not like Funko Pops. Did not like them. I went to the store and I said, "These things are stupid." To be honest with you, but
Those were the good days.
those are the good days. She goes, "Those are the good days." She likes Superman, so
Love him.
I bought Superman. Kent. She calls him Kent. So I bought her. I bought her that, and so I saw the book.
What did I do with the thing you gave me?
Yeah,
What did I do? I took it out the box.
she took it out of the box and she goes, "This is what you're supposed to do, not leave them in the boxes and put them up." I said, "Whatever." But anyway, so I bought Boba Fett because Boba Fett is my character. So after a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, I'm looking at the back of the box. I'm like, you know what? These things, they're all right. Little did I know, I got addicted to plastic crack, and there was no turning back. So let's put it this way: I have I think I'm missing about 15 Star Wars Pops for the complete collection, and I have a wall full of pops in my storage unit. Pops. So yeah, the addiction was very hit me hard. And
Yeah, mine is here in our bedroom. I have my whole other set at my mother's house that, you know, I have another collection room at my mom's house.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
She goes, "Your mom's a saint."
My mom is so nice. Like we did this together. Like right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 cabinets. And my mother's house, I have like 7 more cabinets.
My
Jeez.
God.
And that's just my stuff. So like this is our stuff that we've collected together, and this is majority all Joey's. My stuff is here and in our bedroom. But like the rest of my humongous collection is all at my mom's house, and we're debating either we're gonna knock the wall down here and turn it into a his and hers gaming room where he has his stuff and I have mine. But it's like I have my collection of Funko Pops at the store. We have a storage unit as well. So it's like, I only collect.
It's like you're hiding toys.
Yeah. So I only have Funko Pops. Like I only collect all the Star Wars ones. And then because I love horror movies, I only collect like the rare horror pops.
Yeah.
And then, now I kind of venture to it, but I'm like tapping myself out that I'm not getting into that. My buddy for my birthday, because he knows my show is called Appetite for Collectibles and it's named after Guns N' Roses, he got me the whole Guns N' Roses set for my birthday. And then I ended up finding the whole massive Funko Pop with the vinyl inside of it.
That's actually pretty cool. I like that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The skeleton faces. I like that.
Yeah, and I ended up getting that only because it's the name of my show. So anything with Guns N' Roses, I buy it, especially for Appetite for Destruction, because that's why I named my show after.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hurt you people.
My wife just goes, I don't know who hurt you people. I'm like, nobody does. We just, look,
it's healthy. We're not doing drugs.
That's what I said.
I don't drink. I don't go out drinking like crazy, like how I used to when I was in my 20s. So if I want to buy, like a bottle of Jack Daniels, all right, the bottle costs $35. Oh, for $35, I can buy like 4 Funko Pops at Walmart for $8.99.
There you go.
It's a new vice.
Yeah. What?
So it's a good vice.
Yeah. Look, I look at it this way. Collecting is healthy, but also it could be a burden too, because you get too much stuff. Like, I get aggravated with my stuff in my house because I want to put things up and make things look good. But when you have too much stuff and you don't have enough room,
you live in a 1-bedroom.
You definitely can't. You definitely can't enjoy. You can't enjoy it as much as you want. Look, living in Manhattan is not having an area where you could put the stuff. Like living in Manhattan, it's so hard to have a 1-bedroom and trying to collect and keep things nice. You got to deal with all the problems, the sunlight, the dust, just New York City. It's like I have two showcases. I want to get more because I got big room. I got this showcase right here with the doors. I have to fix the guy that I bought this from.
Okay, that's
never got me the thing, and I'm pissed off at that. But that's beside the point. But it's nice when you have like a room that you can just make specifically for your stuff and close the door.
Yes.
And you don't have to see it.
Yes, doors.
She loves doors. Close the door.
So she doesn't see it.
But
I only collect things that like are my favorite characters, like Ahsoka, Anakin, Grogu.
She said bye.
Bye, wife.
Bye, wife.
Like I only collect like Grogu, Thrawn, Hera, Ahsoka, Anakin, Bo. Like only characters I do like art pieces too. Like I just got my Revenge of the Sith poster in. A teaser poster. It's with Vader and then Anakin in the back. It's signed by Hayden. And then I have all my signed photos over there and stuff like that I'll have.
I guarantee when Obi-Wan hits,
all
the Anakin first appearances are going to shoot up. The pops are going to shoot up. The hot.
Oh, I've been buying them all in advance. I met him. When I met him, my photo that I took with him, the hat he's wearing is the fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi hat.
That's awesome.
You should have took it off his head. She's like,
he was the nicest human being ever. He was so sweet, and you can tell he hasn't aged.
This pandemic really sucks because you really can't interact with the actors as much as you would like.
No, I took a picture with him in a plastic, a plastic covering between the two of us.
And that's sad because there's pictures where you're like, and you're all happy. It just took away from the experience, but it's an understandable thing. But eventually, we'll go back to the way we were.
I need to meet Hayden. I should have met him at New York, but I didn't. I met D. Bradley Baker in New York instead, who plays the clones.
There's I'm trying to think. There's a show that's going to be in Boston. They usually have like the Boston Expo, and it's a whole bunch of people, a bunch of Star Wars
we're going to Tennessee in April.
Okay.
It's it's in Nashville. It's ICC Nashville. It's a Nashville Comic Con.
Oh, you gotta do me a favor.
Palpatine.
Yeah, McDermott's gonna be there.
Yeah.
You gotta do me a favor. There was a custom guy who does customs that was there last year, and he made a couple of the holiday special Boba Fett's in the special box. Like the box, it looked really cool. And I actually reached out to him, and he only had I said, I'll buy one for me. He goes, "Oh, this is only an exclusive for the convention. I can't sell it." I said, "No."
Just remind me, shoot me his name, and I'll definitely grab it for you.
Oh, and another thing, the Boba Fett. Remember I told you that Boba Fett, the one you had that I said I'll buy. You said $80.
Yeah.
I never forgot.
No, I got you, dude.
I'm just old
Star Wars friends. Oh, I love it.
Listen, dude, my thing.
This community, I've met great people. If it wasn't for Star Wars Rick, I would have never met Caitlin. And then me and Caitlin are like besties, and we already know, like, the moment we meet each other face to face, it's probably gonna be like an embracing for about like 20 minutes, and then both of our guys are gonna have to leave us alone because we're both gonna go toy hunting together.
It's kind of look. I love this community so much. I met a lot of people too, and it's kind of funny how everybody's like, you put toys on your Instagram pages. I'm like, yeah, it's just you do that, and because of being on Instagram and posting things, you get to meet a lot of good people. Look, I met Star Wars Rick, and then from Star Wars Rick, I met Chris, and then I met Caitlin, and I met you, and then Caitlin was like, "Oh, you got to be on it." He goes, "You should." He goes, "One day I want to have you on the show," and then you reached out to me one day. I want you to be on my show. I was like, "I'm open to be on." I love talking about this stuff, and it never gets old.
I want to be on Nilda's show next, but she won't have me because I'm not.
No, I would. So what happened was, so I used to be on a channel, and then I stopped being a part of that, and I had a really nasty taste with the toy community, and I kind of like took a step back. And then I was sitting down with Joey one day, and I was telling him, I was like, I noticed that there's not a lot of women out there like talking about toys. You have like Laura Legends, who she's on another class. You have Bella's Toy Chest, and nothing bad about her. I respect her game, but like I can't be doing this, with toys. I can't hang like Cat Kane.
You made me laugh. So through the pandemic, I went when I was working, or when I got back to work, or when in the pandemic, it was happening before I got laid off my job. But the fact is, I was watching her show, and I was like, wait a minute. I go, this girl collects toys. She's a Star Wars fan, and she has all these things. And I'm like, every day, and I kept showing friends, I'm like, look at this girl. And they're like, she collects toys? I should start collecting toys. I'm like,
but she does marketing for herself very well. I respect her. I can't do that. I can't, I've worn low cut V shirts once in a while on the show, but it's like, I can't. I feel so uncomfortable. I don't want, my doctors are subscribed to my channel. Everybody from my job follows me on Instagram. I've had patients literally, like, even though I'm wearing a mask, but you can see what I look like. I've had patients like literally lean up in front of me, and they'll be like, "Are you appetite for collectibles?" And I'm like, and they'll be like, "We watch your show." They're like, "We won't tell anybody who works here." And I was like, "Oh no, they all know. They watch me."
I tell you what, if I started wearing low cut shirts and V-necks and showing some
damn Dom, you might be a little,
maybe I'll get some more.
I might take you home.
I told Joey that I said to him, joking around, I said I wanted to do like a like, when people do like little assignments and they like to test stuff out to see. I told him that once I like lose a little bit of weight and get a little bit more confident and be able to like show myself like that, I said to him, I go, I'm going to test something out, like a science project. I go, we're going to wear revealing shirts. I was like, you can't get mad at me. I was like, we're going to do dumb stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to see what the viewer stuff goes.
It's funny because like, look, the toy community is very big, but very small. Not a lot of people, like you have a lot of people, but you don't have a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, and you only have, like I said, women, people who collect as a woman. There's not many out there.
No.
And because a lot of them are afraid, saying that, people will look at them differently. Oh, you collect toys. You're a 25-year-old, 30-year-old woman, and you're collecting toys. No, how come guys can get away with being 50 and 60 years old collecting toys, and women get like we watched, like my wife, she'll make a joke, like we'll watch like the Funko movie, and you have like a lady talking about, I collect these Funkos and have all this stuff like that, and she's like, I guess she has no relationship. But people look, it's I think it's healthy, but not to spend your paychecks and your livelihood. You're going to pay your rent and stuff like that. The things that are important. Let me go to the doctor, or I'm going to take my money I have to pay for the doctor. Let me go buy a toy. No, you do it responsible, like everything else. And
that's why I started the girls show, because I was like, you know what? I'm like, I follow a few female collectors, and a whole bunch of them have reached out to me because I'm more out there. I was like, so let me hit up a few of them. So like I hit up my friend Jana, who collects Funko Pops. Me and her have been friends for 3 years. And I was like, listen, I'm thinking about doing a show only on Thursdays where it's girls only. And we interview different female toy collectors. And she's like, oh, I love that idea. And then I told Caitlin about it. And Caitlin's like, I'm all about it. And then every week I started getting, different girls. I tried reaching out to different girls to have different things. Like, I had Collector's Crush on there. She collected like He-Man stuff and like other things. And then I had, my friend Malone's, and she collects Funko Pops. Like she has an insane collection. I was going to get other girls on there, but like with work and everything, I haven't been able to like really do any of my female shows because, it took me forever to get on this one.
And I always teased you.
What happened?
I always teased her because I always said at the end of my reactions, I was like, we have a special guest, Nilda, and she never showed up.
It was funny. The first 5 episodes of the Book of Boba, we were sitting there. So it was me and Chris talking. It's like, I guess nobody else is coming on. We're not this and that. And he kept saying, Nilda. She goes, she promised to be on. Where is she? I'm like, I said, I'll meet her one day too, because.
So to give a quick breakdown. So I got promoted and became a manager. And what happened was I got promoted to be with the main owner of the company. And basically when you work his clinic, that's your husband.
Oh, okay.
So I have my home husband, and then I have my work husband. And when hubby is asking for something at work and it needs to be done, I'm literally there, yeah. And then what ended up happening was when you guys first asked me to join, we were remodeling the whole entire office, and I was the only one overseeing it. So it's I had to make sure everything was getting done and then getting approval from him. And sometimes even Joey, I barely saw him, and we lived together. I was leaving work at 9 a.m. and coming home at 9 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. See, that's the thing. To have a show, to do your own thing, you have to set up a lot of stuff. And if you work, it's kind of hard to really separate. Like, you want to put content out there, but you don't have the time to put the content out there because you have a life outside this.
Yeah. And
it's hard. And it's kind of funny. During the pandemic, I was watching all you guys from Florida, going to the store with Seth and all the guys, buying, all the hot toys. And it was funny watching the long ass videos that you guys would put up there. It was like, damn, these videos are like 40 minutes and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Walking to the stores. And I was like, and that kept me entertained for the 2020 and 2021 when I wasn't working, the beginning of 2021. And as for me doing my Instagram stuff, it opened the door for a lot of things. Like I said, the show that I'm on, the Dark Side crew on Renovision, they saw me on Instagram and they're like, yo, check this guy's stuff out. And they reached out to me to be on the show. And I definitely said, I was very, I was thrown back like, wow, I just collect Funko Pops and toys. And then sure enough, one thing led to another. Now I'm a regular on Sundays, which is kind of cool. And then, like I said, Chris, he reached out to me. He actually asked me, he's like, do you mind? I'm like, of course I do. Because he was a little worried that he was going to ask me. I was going to say no. I wouldn't say no. I'm becoming the YouTube slut because I've been
YouTube slut.
I know this year I've been such a slut on YouTube. I've been on so many different channels, like doing shows with people, but I love it because it's different interactions with a whole bunch of people. Like I was on the Padawan Collectors YouTube channel, and I don't know if you follow him. Like
yeah, that's the guy who was collecting the whole. He was
vintage line.
Yeah, I actually watched some of his videos.
He's amazing.
Yeah, because he started late. He was like, you know what? He's a Star Wars fan, but he started collecting late. I was watching him, and let me ask you a question: He's on Instagram?
Yeah, he's on Instagram.
Because there's somebody named the Padawan Collector, the same name. I don't know if that's the same person.
Oh, I'll send you his page.
Yeah, send me his page because I watched his collecting videos of going out to stores and vintage stores trying to find the original run of figures. Chris, you should check that guy out. He's actually good on YouTube.
I'm gonna share Padawan. This to you guys.
Padawan Collector, yeah.
Yeah, send it in the chat, the group chat.
But other than that, the Book of Boba Fett.
The Book of Boba Fett was great, guys.
I'm upset. I'm sad because Jennifer Beal.
She might have died.
Yeah, the friggin' the Pike's gonna get bombed the cantina. Which really upset me.
Thank God Max.
Her character was okay.
I like to cut her t-shirt. But anyway, she's like, people tell me, they're like, how do you like it? You like that cosplay? I said, yeah, I like the cosplay. Because there's some people that really nail cosplay.
Yeah.
And I respect that. Cosplay is fun. Even though I don't dress up as Boba Fett, which I should.
Old man Fett.
I've been trying to be like female Fett. I have the helmet, I have the shoes, I have the Nerf gun version of his gun, and then there's a Etsy page that I follow that I'm actually trying to get the actual like human life size rocket.
Oh, wow.
Listen, I wish Hasbro Pulse, with all their backings of all their things they should do.
They should have done that.
They should because they did a friggin' a Ghostbusters
pack.
Back. Why can't they do the other rocket? Boba Fett?
They should have done a rocket pack. No offense. They should have, it's funny. They decided to do the Rancor, and the Rancor did shitty.
And now Boba Fett's going to run a Rancor, and people are going to wish they can have the Rancor.
Yeah, well, when they showed the Rancor on the show, there was a whole bunch of people that were tagging me because in the beginning I was like, yo, I want the Rancor. When it first came out, I was like, yeah, I want the Rancor. And I actually paid. Like, I put my thing. I backed it up. And then when they were like, oh, yeah, I didn't do well, I was like, you guys are fucking dumb. I was like, watch. Book of Boba Fett's going to come out. I guarantee you a Rancor is going to come out. And then all you people that did not back it are going to be the first ones to be like, oh, Hasbro Pulse should have just faked the backing.
You know what's going to happen?
They should have just had it released.
You know what's going to happen? The scene is going to happen that everybody's back's going to be against the wall, and Boba Fett's going to come up. As I'm telling you, because when the armorer told Din Djarin about the great monster, the mythosaur that Mandalore the Great rode, that it's legends. When he turns around and sees Boba Fett on the great beast of the Rancor, because Din Djarin doesn't want the Darksaber.
No,
he doesn't want that burden.
He just wants his little furry friend.
Exactly, he misses his little.
Just wants my baby.
Exactly. So,
question: do you think deep down inside, when he was passing Ahsoka the armor, was he crying inside of his helmet?
Yes, he was. I think he's upset.
Definitely.
Yeah. And look, and people at that time were saying they were pissed at Ahsoka, going, "Bitch, let him see his kid."
Yeah,
but, let him see his kid. But you can't.
I know. Look, it sucks, but don't worry. He's gonna get him back, and
he'll have his kid again. Well.
You see, my thing is that Din Djarin wasn't whole until he met Grogu, because Din Djarin has Force sensitive abilities. I got a feeling that he has some kind. I've been saying it since the beginning.
I also feel like we might get an appearance of another appearance from Bo-Katan.
Definitely,
because remember the armor was throwing some little shade there.
I actually
and then I don't know if you see that the two actresses who follow each other on Twitter were actually throwing each other real shade on Twitter.
Yeah. So I got a feeling what's going to happen is that Din Djarin might reach out to Bo-Katan.
And might go to Mandalore.
But Bo-Katan hates Boba Fett. But then again, she was contradicting herself when Costa Reeves fought Boba Fett and they're fighting each other. She goes, enough. If you guys would have did that to Mandalore, we would have had Mandalore. But so she actually called Boba Fett a Mandalorian, but she said that he wasn't a Mandalorian.
But I think in reality with Bo-Katan, I think after the Clone Wars, she trusted the clones. And I think they turned... We don't know what happened really after Ahsoka left Mandalore with Rex. It took Maul.
Look,
we don't really know what happened. So the clones could have turned against her, and she has that
She
thing.
does, but I think that Bo-Katan's a bitch.
Yes.
She was
on the show.
She was on the show. The way she acts, the way she said, and she was pissed off when Din Djarin got the Darksaber
because she feels like she's entitled to, and that's why the armor doesn't like her.
Exactly,
because the armor even said it like Bo-Katan didn't earn this; it was given to her. That's like people who are kings and queens. You know, back in the days, you know, you would become a king because you would defeat people in battle. Now, you know, as time went on, people were just like, oh, okay, you're my son. I'm going to die. Here you go.
Exactly.
And for that clan, that's what they based off on. You become king by doing an epic battle. And she didn't do shit.
Look, I'll be honest with you. Look, the reason why I keep saying that Boba Fett is going to become the leader of Mandalore, in Legends, he had the Fett clan and he helped Luke take out the Yuuzhan Vong. So that's why they're taking this. Look, I personally don't. Look, I feel that Boba Fett was shitted on, but there's a reason, and I don't think Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are doing that on purpose. There's something more and bigger for Boba Fett.
There's going to be a season 2 of Book of Boba.
Look, yeah, I got a feeling you're going to get a cliffhanger at the end of this, where everybody goes, this up and realize it's going to lead into something else, and they're going to Boba Fett will be back in the Mando and season 2, because I think season 2 is going to be based on the hunt for Mace Windu. For some reason, I think Mace Windu is going to be the focal point to Boba Fett next season.
Can you imagine we see an epic battle between Boba Fett and Mace Windu?
For the first
be like, you killed my dad!
But you know what? I don't think he's going to kill Mace Windu. I think they're going to come to an understanding. I think that's the final piece of Boba Fett to become new. You know what I'm saying?
Now I want to know, if they have to bring Mace back into it all, how does nobody know that he's alive, like Luke or Ahsoka? Because they could feel him through the Force.
He shut himself off, because remember, Jedis can shut them off from the Force. Why do you think when Luke went to isolation?
Like Ahsoka did, Ahsoka did too.
And Ahsoka did too. So you could shut yourself off from the Force. Once you shut yourself off, you're in hiding.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he's a hermit somewhere. Maybe he met somebody, got married, and he changed the way he grows his beard, and he's who knows? I'll tell you what, I want to see Cal Kestis. Hopefully he shows up in the Ahsoka series.
I know.
I love that ginger.
Still to this day, when The Mandalorian was going on and Grogu was sitting on the rock and he was reaching out for somebody, the first two people I had said, I thought it was Ezra, and then I thought it was Cal.
You know, I actually kind of
was hoping for Cal.
You know, I was hoping for somebody different than Luke, but you know, Luke is their moneymaker too. People like Luke, you know, and like I'm not a huge Luke fan. I like Luke, but I'm not like, oh, I love Luke. Yeah, but I wish there was a different Jedi. It would have been much.
It should have been. I think it would. In reality, it should have never been Luke. I think it should have been Cal Kestis, because he had that verge of looking for Force-sensitive children. He was on the verge, and then Jedi Fallen Order 2 comes out. That's what we were playing.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Palpatine saved Grogu, and Grogu learned how to use Force in the dark side, and for things foreshadowing, maybe he might become a new Sith Lord down the road?
You know what, Dom? Why are you talking shit about my baby like that? First of all, Dom.
No, I'm bringing up a possibility because
I
can't see that happening.
No, I can't see that happening, because Grogu is the moneymaker. And if he goes Sith, a lot of people would like that, but the only way he'll go Sith if Din Djarin dies right in front of him. And now, like Din Djarin dies next episode, and Grogu sees it. That's
Din
when
Djarin ain't
Grogu
going anywhere.
finally-
Din Djarin's the moneymaker for Disney. That's the moneymaker.
Oh no. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said if
Yeah.
that happens, which it won't because Mandalorian season 3. But I think Grogu. No, I think Grogu he cut himself off from the Force. I don't think his mind was erased.
No, he shut himself off, but I think because he was so young, he shut himself off, and it's lost in his mind.
Yes,
and
now it's coming back.
Ahsoka was able to pull stuff out. Luke was able to pull stuff out, and in due time, it's going to come back.
He'll remember who he was.
Yeah, because think about it. Remember, he almost killed Cara Dune because Cara Dune was attacking. He was choking. He was freaking choking her, which is funny. But he has some dark side in him too. If you think about it,
he does.
So,
well, the way he crushed the droid was what Luke did.
Let me ask you a question now. How about this? Now we'll go to the last episode. Do you think Grogu's going to show up and help Din Djarin and and Boba Fett and everybody against the?
Yeah. If they're in trouble,
I think I think he'll feel that there's something wrong because he felt when the ship left.
Oh, that was so sad.
Nilda, he was reaching out, and I know for a fact he felt him. Like it's kind of like Twilight, but they imprinted on each other.
Of course.
So he felt it because there was twice when he landed, you could see him looking out towards the field for something, and then when he left. Before the ship took out, you can still see him looking out, and then when it left, he was like reaching out.
Because I know that I'm telling you, Din Djarin has some kind of force sensitive for the attachment, and Grogu has the attachment because it's a father figure. Like, being 50 years old, he's still a baby, which is kind of funny.
In his species,
like me. So I don't think he's going to go dark if Din Djarin dies, but Din Djarin will die way before Grogu does. Grogu will make more money. I think in the long run, Disney will have Grogu as their top seller, even when Mando passes on to something else.
Yeah.
Because think about it. When they drop the merch of all the of Grogu, it's sold like crazy.
I know, it was sold out. All the little plushies.
Yeah. I got all the Funkos, and there's some of those are sold out. Some of those.
Yeah, he's right here by me.
That's the sideshow? Almost was this close to buying. No, that's not the sideshow.
No,
I was this close to buying the sideshow piece.
No,
I didn't want to buy it. I got Mando.
This is the other slideshow. This is like the slideshow, and then I have the statue over there. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, okay, so you did get the real side. You got the sideshow piece.
Yeah, I got all of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my child right there. Now I gotta stick this stick up his ass. Hold on. Stick it back.
That's cool that he collects Grogu.
He's my child.
Little gremlins in his house.
He can't eat after dark.
Don't worry about it. When that one night, Halloween night, when they come to life and they come haunt you.
They come haunt me. Yeah. My that's my grandma. My grandma doesn't come.
Really, a stick goes up his ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It goes right terrible. Up his ass.
No wonder he's making that face.
Exactly.
I know. I would make that face.
He's like,
that's my. I can't even stick it. Come on, are you serious, Grogu? Get your ass on the stick.
All right, quick question. Do you think the final episode of the season, you think Cad Bane bites the dust?
No.
I don't know. I feel like that's going to be a showdown. I think they're going to extend his, and we'll see him in season 2.
Yep. But actually, Boba Fett's going to be in The Mandalorian season 3. So they're going to have crossover. So Boba Fett is still going to be around.
He's like, bitch, if you're in my show, I'm going to be on your show.
Yeah,
and he's going to be like, Ahsoka, don't think I don't know about you. I'm going to be on your show, too.
Yeah,
so
like Ahsoka.
Cad Bane showing up in the book of Boba Fett. Does that mean that Cad Bane merch and like appearances in comic books are all going to start to happen now?
Yep.
Going to start to find out where he was since Bad Batch?
Yep.
And in Bad Batch, it will explain more of where Cad Bane is.
Well,
how he survived
I actually think Bad Batch Season 2 is going to be based on Boba Fett because they talked about him in Season 1. And he's going to have his white armor, the prototype armor, before he gets his armor that we know and love. And we're going to have another Boba Fett Funko Pop come out. Because
I also heard it was rumored that, oh my God, I'm having a brain fart right now. From Battlefront.
Cad Bane?
Eden Verso might be in Bad Batch.
A young Eden Verso, yeah.
A young Eden Verso.
I could see
Which
that. I
that
thought
is
she
by
was already
far
in
one
it.
of my top 3 favorite female Star Wars characters.
Look,
That I hate that they have not given her the credit that she deserves.
but she does have a Funko Pop, which is
She has 2 Funko Pops.
I know the Chase and that one. I don't have the Chase. I think the Chase.
I have both.
And she has the book,
Yep.
the book that came out, the story written about her, which I love. These. See, this is it. Disney Plus can open the door for so much.
She could have her own show.
Everybody could have their own show. But see, one thing that Disney Plus needs to do is get away from the old stuff and make a lot of brand new characters. Because yes, they failed with the sequel trilogy because it was wrong writing, but now they learned from their mistakes and they're doing better.
Visions was good.
Oh, I love Visions.
It was really good.
Great.
Season 2 comes out. Well, I actually ordered the Funko Pop of the Drifter.
Ronin?
The Ronin.
Ronin? I love Ronin.
I love Ronin. I actually got the statue too. I got a statue. They came out with a statue.
Oh,
I got that.
I heard that.
Picked it up too. I love samurais. I love.
I know. I have.
I love Western samurai movies.
There's a con that I went to, and they took old pictures from Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and changed the background and put them in like samurais in World War II. So there's a picture of like a whole bunch of stormtroopers walking in an assembled line, and you can tell it's World War II.
Oh, that's cool.
And they blacked out the image in the background where you can tell it was like where Hitler was, and they changed it and made it into like Japan style.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
I have, I don't know if you've ever bought the samurai toys that they have. They have Boba Fett, Kylo Ren, Darth Vader, like a couple stormtroopers. I have a few of those.
You know what sucks? I went to Barnes and Nobles, right, and they had 5 of the samurai Boba Fetts. I went there. Me and my wife went there shopping, and I was going to buy the Boba Fett, and I said, "Nah." I said, "I'll wait." This and that. My wife's like, "You sure? They might not have it." I said, "Nah, they'll have it." That thing sold out now. They're figuring more money. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, they're worth a lot of money. I got one off of an auction. Like I got it cheap.
Oh, speaking about things that are cheap, certain appearances of characters like Cad Bane, his appearances shooting up. Did you know about the Archie book, the 601, Archie 601?
Oh, you told me this last week, right, Dom?
I didn't open it yet, but it's right here. I have to open it up. So apparently, Archie 601, there's a pamphlet of the Clone Wars in it, and there's a couple of pictures in the back, an early picture of Cad Bane.
What?
In the Archie 601. Look it up. There's a couple of them on eBay.
In the Archie comic books?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Joey now because we have literally a whole stack of them.
Yeah, so 601. It's a wedding issue.
Joey. Yeah. You have all the Archie comic books, right?
Not anymore. I got Woman in Distress, remember?
You got to find out if you have one that's number 601.
Number 601?
Yeah, because Dom is saying when you open it, there's a pamphlet, and it's of the Clone Wars, and it has Cad Bane on it. Yeah, he's going to check.
I didn't open it yet.
That'll be worth money.
I have it. I got another one coming. I got 2 of them. So
thanks, Dom. Send me that one too. Thanks, man. Appreciate the love.
Oh, I have. Listen, I finally got the cardboard to send your book.
Oh, thank God! I've been waiting.
You know what this is? This is actually the chrome-covered Boba Fett Insider that came out that dropped only 600 issues.
Yeah,
I got it in here. I got to open that up too. I got to do a video tomorrow. I'm just not been lazy.
Thank
just my wife got me moving furniture.
It's all right, Dom.
Ooh,
now, guys,
I found it.
You found it?
You found it?
Yeah,
I found it on eBay.
Yep.
How much?
The wedding one for $21.99.
Just check around. You might find it cheaper.
Yeah, and it says there the Clone Wars pamphlet.
Yep.
Now, guys, predictions for next week's episode. Nilda, you can go first. For the season finale of Book of Boba Fett, the season finale.
Murder and mayhem. Everything that we just talked with Dom, I 100% agree. We're going to see them going through a huge battle, and then next thing you know, everybody in the group is going to be all quarantined off, and then, here comes Boba Fett riding the great Rancor like the stallion that he is. And basically saying to everybody, I am not the bitch that you thought I was. I'm this badass bounty hunter, and this is who I am. And hopefully, when that happens, even though it's not going to happen, Cad Bane will be there, and the Rancor just goes and eats him. But it's not going to happen.
Only we can dream.
Only a dream.
Dom, predictions?
I'll give it a prediction that it's going to be it should be a epic episode. We should see a lot of familiar faces. If rumors are true, you're going to get Han Solo. I've been saying that from the beginning, before the rumors. I've been saying Han Solo.
I'm actually going to record my reaction for next week's episode.
That's going to happen, and we're going to see Ben Solo as a child. But the main thing is that we're going to see Boba Fett take on the Syndicate, take on the Pike Syndicate, and find out maybe who's behind it. Maybe at the end credit, you're going to get the reveal.
Now, do you think we'll get a scene like Book of Boba?
I think so.
You think we'll get an end credit scene?
I think there's going to be an end credit scene. I think there's going to be an end credit scene, and it's going to be either something to do with the Mandalorian, or definitely something to do with the Mandalorian.
It could be the Obi-Wan Kenobi, just to surprise the hell out of fans.
Yeah. Look, I can tell you this: it could be, but I think what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a familiar face that is behind the whole thing that's going on, and that's going to probably lead into being the big baddie going into Mandalorian season 3 until we actually see Grand Admiral Thrawn, or maybe we might see Grand Admiral Thrawn.
I'll kill you, Dom. I will come to New York and.
How cool would it be? How cool would it be?
I was expecting to see him on The Mandalorian, especially when Ahsoka was like, "Where's Thrawn?" I was like, I need Thrawn.
I was expecting Thrawn at the end of the episode, just looking over like, "Oh, you peasants." Oh,
I thought I cried last episode. If they show Thrawn, I'll probably be like throwing shit everywhere, freaking out. I'll walk out of work.
I think if you really want this episode to go out with a bang and people talking,
Thrawn,
you have a crazy ass end credit scene, and you show Thrawn like Thanos. He's sitting there and he turns around, looks at the screen.
And you know who have two? What the hell's her name? Arlani, the lady he's with. Have her there too, and she. Or
they can also show. Either Arlani, or they can show Thrawn, and then when he looks over, next to him is Ezra, because no one knows where the hell those two went. Well, and I was hoping we were going to finally find them together.
If they do that, the internet will go crazy.
Yep. And I have all my toys that I will never sell.
Look, if they show Thrawn's books are going to shoot up again. If they show Ezra, his books are going to shoot up again. And Alani, right? Alani. They show her. She's in the Thrawn series, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
she's not in the comics. She shows up at the end of the comics.
Yeah.
We got lucky, and Joey one time went to a comic book estate sale, and the guy was selling a whole bunch of lawn boxes, and Joey ended up buying like 9 of them. And when he opened up one box, our friend Omega was like going through it all. And he looks at Joey like this, and Joey FaceTimes me. And he's like he grabs the comic book, and he was like, "Do you know what this is?" And I looked at the comic, and I was like, and he goes, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's the first appearance of Thrawn." And he goes, "Do you want to know how many we have?" And I went, "What?" It was what, 6, babe? 6 first appearance of Thrawn.
Oh, nice.
I told him, I said, get 2 graded, keep 1 for us. And then the rest sell, because I kept telling him, I was like, don't fucking touch them whatsoever. Yep. I said, do not sell them now. I said, because as soon as that man makes his first appearance on any of these shows, the amount that these comics are going to go up, because now they're expensive raw.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I
got this signed by Thrawn, the guy who plays Thrawn.
That's actually pretty cool.
That's cool.
And it's certified authenticity too. And then here's the first appearance. Like, I think it's a reprint though. And the toy and everything. I have
that too. That's pretty cool. I like that. The Star Wars spec person shows up, that automatically choose. Look at Cad Bane's books. The first appearance in the mall too, $300, $400 raw. The comic was going for. It's like the regular book, but then you got the 1 in 25 that's actually going for like $500-$600. Crazy. But first appearances, you got to keep you. That's why you can't find a lot of Star Wars books, because people do not sell their collections. Star Wars, they hold on to the books, and that's the thing. Like any first appearances, and what next week we have the first appearance of Mando and Grogu on the cover of Vader 20.
I bought that one.
You got that coming, so that's going to be a big book. It's already a big book.
It is.
My LCS,
I got it for $7.
my LCS told me that they're selling them for $10 a pop. They have to sell them for $10 a pop because they're already going for like $60-$70 online, which sucks. I want them for $3.99. It's supposed to be $3.99, but it is what it is. But the first appearance of Fennec Shan is coming soon. That's another one.
And her hot toy is beautiful.
Oh,
it is. We need the first appearance of Grogu in a comic.
Well, Grogu. Look, let's put it this way. If the rumors are true, supposedly there's a There's the Mandalorian comic coming out by the end of the year, and it takes place. It's Mando's early adventures when he first started before he met Grogu.
Okay.
And the Mandalorian, the comic book's coming out, so we're gonna finally have a comic of Mando, and it's gonna be a regular ongoing series.
We're gonna have 5 miniseries of Kenobi.
They
just announced that.
Excuse me. We also got a new Marvel's Tales coming out, Star Wars Marvel Tales.
Yep.
That's going to be showing different characters in Star Wars universe, and a novel coming out for the mobile game with all the characters. So there's a lot of Star Wars stuff coming.
Get ready, guys.
Get ready for deep in your pockets for more money.
Yeah.
But me personally, I think the ending of Boba Fett it's gonna end epic. Boba Fett will lead the charge, and it's gonna end really. It's gonna be cool. He's gonna wind up taking over Tatooine after this, and the end credit scene is gonna be big. Look, it can either go two ways: either Kira or Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Or Nilda, Chris, and Old Man Fett at the end, just staring off into the distance together. We could definitely see that. I could definitely see that.
Actually, I can go another way. You could actually have all 3 people on the screen. You can have Luke, Leia, and Han all together for the first time again on the end of the screen. And that's when how Han Solo shows up, because he's showing up, and he could be at the end and go, here, Luke.
With baby Ben Solo.
With Solo going, here, Luke. Here's your first student, because he loses Grogu. Grogu stays with Din Djarin.
Well, we'll find out maybe next week if he stays or not.
And then we can talk about this next week.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
But I hope he becomes. I really hope he picks the Jedi and Mandalorian path. I really want to see Grogu hold the lightsaber at least, or the dark saber, because he could control the dark saber. Because remember, when Moff Gideon showed him the dark saber, Grogu was very fascinated by it.
His eyes lit up.
His eyes lit up, just like the lightsaber. So he does know what the dark saber is. He was trained in the Jedi Temple for so many years. You know, we have to realize he was trained with masters and masters for the Clone Wars, and then Order 66 came, and he was hit. And he
you see that the dark saber gets heavy if you're not the true. But see, Darth Maul, and Pre Vizsla, the first Mandalorian. Jedi. He was able to hold it. Anybody who has 4 sensibilities can hold the sword. People who are just regular people have a hard time holding it.
Yeah, it's heavy. It controls you.
It controls you, and there's a curse to it. So everybody who has a curse winds up paying the price. And like when the armor said, the true Mandalore will be able to hold the sword. He'll call out to him. So
now, but wait, we're saying that Bo-Katan never had a difficult time.
She was never the rightful ruler. Look, the purge of Mandalore happened because of her.
Yeah. Aw, Bo. I like Bo, though.
Yeah, she has to stop being a bitch, though.
Yeah, I agree.
That's her character. Gotta take it or leave it.
Yeah, you know what? Listen. Hey, who do you think? You think any of them show up at the end? Do you think they show up?
Probably.
All right, our predictions. Who we calling? Nilda, who we calling? You get 2 picks.
Who's showing up next week?
Who's showing up next week? Not in the episode. But it can't be the guy.
Already said it. I'm between Darth Maul and Thrawn.
Darth Maul.
Yes. Ooh, did I die?
Darth Maul. He died. I don't
Oh
think.
no, wait, not. I don't know why we said Darth Maul. So no, realistically, I'm gonna go with Thrawn and Han Solo. I'll stick with those
Okay.
two.
Well,
So we're either gonna
Dom.
see Thrawn or Han Solo.
I have to say Han Solo because that's my my dream pick. That's gonna make me win the. If he shows up at the end, I win the draft. So let's hope that. You know what? I'm a toss up between Thrawn and Kira, man. You know, it would be nice to open up with Thrawn at the end credit and set off the alarms. The internet will go crazy because then you go right into the Ahsoka series.
Yeah.
So, and no one will ever expect to see that coming.
No one.
You know what?
Well, guys, I'm being given the what is it? I can't show it. It says 5 hours later text message. I have to start cooking for the old man on the couch.
All right. So I think you know what? I'm gonna go Thrawn. I'll go Thrawn.
You go Thrawn? All right. Before we go, I'm going with Thrawn and my daughter Omega. Boom.
Yo, if
And-
they have a female version of Omega show up,
That's
I'll
it.
probably scream because who
And
the
my
hell can
daughter.
play that character? She would be a
Me.
little bit older.
No, she'd be younger than Boba Fett.
Yeah.
She's a little younger.
Okay. It would be.
See, I have a
I
problem.
want to
with
know
that.
what their age difference is.
See, that's the thing. We don't know a lot about Omega yet.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
think
so-
that they would show her in this season. I think it would be in season
Season
2.
two.
I'm just
They
guessing.
would show her somehow.
Well, listen, let's
Somehow
put it
they
this
would
way.
cross together.
And I don't think Boba Fett knows anything about it, but there could be a mention. You might get a name drop.
Well, Finnick
Hey,
might
does that count?
she might accidentally say something like, "Oh, I met another one of you," and he'll be like, "What?"
No, because I think Cad Bane was like, the last time I fought you, Fennec, we were on the cloning facility. So he could probably, because if Fennec Shan fights Cad Bane and Boba Fett's there,
He might open up his mouth and say something like that,
Say
and
something.
he'll be like, "What were you doing at the cloning facility? Like that's where I'm from."
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, "Oh, she'll be like, I was there protecting a clone, and her name is Omega."
My
And
daughter.
it-
That's my daughter. She's
Let's
older
see what
than me,
happens.
but she's my daughter.
but that could be an epic ending if they do.
You're welcome, Dom.
You got it.
You're welcome. And that's how we'll end this show because Nilda's got to go because someone's got an appetite for collectibles. That's how I did it. See how I ended that? Damn. I'm
That was a
fucking
good one.
Guys.
I'll definitely
Thank you,
be
guys.
on next week for sure.
Thank you. Guys, thank you for joining me on the ScevoliTano show. Dom, where can everybody find you on the social medias before we go?
Instagram, and of course on Sunday nights you can catch me up on the with the Dark Side crew, only on Renovision, and we talk a lot about Star Wars, which is awesome. But
That I have not been asked on that show
Yep.
yet, but I'm waiting for my invite in the mail.
exactly
Nilda,
down the
where-
road.
Nilda, where can everybody find you, my friend?
You can find me on Instagram as Nilda_listens, or on YouTube, which is Appetite for Collectibles.
And don't worry, guys. We don't know how to spell Nilda or listens. We know __. It's too much underscores. I will put all the links in the bios. Guys, be kind to one another. Make sure you guys subscribe down below to the YouTube channel, The ScevoliTano Show, for all that fun Star Wars jazziness, because everybody knows what I like in that series. You know it. We all know it. We know it. But be kind to one another, and may the Force be with you, my friends.
Always.
Peace
Bye.
out.
Peace.
Bye.
In my life, when you find people who need your help, you help them, no matter what.